Good morning, traders and investors. My name is Shen Mwangangi, one of the best market analysts here at HFM. So, what is happening in the markets today? Yesterday we saw gold hit its all-time low. And what is actually happening, not gold, sorry, the dollar. And what is actually happening to the dollar? Because number one, we saw trade deals happening between China and the US. And we never saw that form of influx buying when that news came in. Also, we got some negative CPI report, worse than expected, showing us that we have some form of deflation. So it seems that the CPI report was stronger and the deflation narrative is still continuing. Also, yesterday we had Trump, according to CNBC, we had Trump called Fed Chief Powell a numbskull. Why? Because he urges a cut in interest rates. Why does Trump want a cut in interest rates? So as to increase money flowing in the economy, and so that they can pay their debt at a lower cost. And this is what also Elon Musk was suggesting. They require a cut in interest rates so that their debt is not expensive. And Jerome Powell is insisting that there is no need to cut interest rates because according to the economical data, we have why should they cut interest rates? Yes, according to economical data, Jerome Powell is asking why should they cut interest rates, and yet we're having positive reports based on the labor data. We saw good NFP report coming in better than expected. So why should they cut the interest rates? So that's what Jerome Powell is arguing. And Jerome Powell only has one term, so he will be out by next term. So that pressure coming into Jerome Powell, and also the narrative of interest cuts and also deflation, is what we are seeing being reflected on the chart. And this all-time low, the 98.07, we have been looking at it for the past 1 week, and finally we have broken it. So remember, according to our strategy is, once a break happens, you wait for a retest, then at the retest, now it's when you take the move. Coming also to gold seems that in gold, are we going back to our all-time high? This seems some pretty interesting stuff on gold. And right now we are at 3430.55. That was our resistance, and we are reacting very good from it with a slight push downwards. If I move on to our lower time frame, we can see that clearly. Yeah, we can see that clearly where we came up, then came back in, and this is how we trade. If you have a failed support and resistance, now this support now turned resistance. You wait for a retest, and you got that retest, and now you're moving down. That will always be your rules: break and retest, based on how we trade. Simple execution. Also coming on to the US 500, we saw that form of decline yesterday, because we all having this form of decline on stocks. The narrative is we have this strong stretch on US 500, and even after coming to our resistance on that 60 at our 636 psychological level, we are having a pullback to test our support zone, and right now even you're below the 5979.04 support zone. So where will I be looking at? As long as we close below this level, I'll be looking at the 5895.69 to continue with this pullback and have longs from this level. The same also happening on the US 100, and we are reacting from our 2156.7.32 level where we came to it, and now we are having that reaction of buyers. Remember, support zone acts like demand. So you're seeing that form of buyers who had placed their orders here reacting with that. So until we break and close below that level, I'll be looking to continue with the shorts till 21284.15. Coming on to Euro USD, I finally broke this high at the 1.15570, and again, remember, you had that strong move from this form of support. So if you're in your lower time frame, like the 15 minutes time frame, what you do is you take the longs and continue the move unless you get a market structure shift where now you'll play the pullback all the way to 1.14247. Same happening also on GBP USD. We created that high yesterday, breaking this form of range that happened over here. So we broke that high and we are above the 1.35690, and it's as if we came back to retest and we are also below that level. Remember, support and resistance, they are zones, they're not exact levels. So I will also on this zone, unless now the daily candle closes inside this zone, is when I'll be looking to take the move and continue all the way to 1.34260, where we have that support zone. Remember, we play from support to resistance, resistance to support, and if we break, we continue to find any other form of supply level or demand level based on our strategy. Now coming also to USD/JPY. USD/JPY moves the same exact way that that the dollar will move, because we have the USD as the base index, and we moved sharply below the 144.120, also creating a form of imbalance, signifying that sellers stepped in strongly. So our confidence is after this break, you wait for a retest at the 144.120 so that you can continue that move downwards. And the Audi USD, I talked about the Audi USD being in a range, and when we broke, we never got that aggressive break. If you compare this break on the USD/JPY, where we broke with a high momentum candle and clear imbalances, on the Audi USD, when we broke on top, there is no any form of high momentum candle showing also clear imbalances, showing that there is a form of buyers entering aggressively on that break. And right now you can see we're coming back down, and this looks like a good momentum candle. So what I'll be waiting for is wait for that close inside the 0.64917 so that I can continue that move all the way to 0.63591, because I can see that sellers are stepping in. Else if we get anything else, if the Audi, because you know, if we get anything else from any form of news that may suggest that buyers may step in, I'll be looking at the 0.65810. But at the moment, as long as I'm waiting for this close, I'll be looking to fed that move all the way to 0.63591. So lastly, JPY, we have our one of our loyal viewers who always suggest an analysis on USD/JPY, and you can see USD/JPY is clearly reacting from this supply level, which acts like our resistance at the 195.703, and you can see sellers are stepping in, pushing the price down. I'll be looking at continue with this down move all the way to 92.540. So yes, remember, in any form of range, because I can see this is a range ranging from these two levels, use strict risk management and play only the bounce-offs. You're not trading a trend, but a bounce-off from 2 points where there's a range. So with that said, we have analyzed our currencies, indices, and our stock market. So make sure when you go to your charts, you also do your due diligence, because what you provide is not financial advice, but educational advice. So make sure that you have analyzed your charts based on the strategy that you use, and if you get a confidence from what you talk about, that's well and good. And with that said, my name is Shen Mungangi, one of the best market analysts here at HFM. You can go to our YouTube page where you can like, subscribe, and share to your friends who are interested in trading, and also don't forget to comment. This will help us improve our algorithm so that we can create better videos for you as a trader and investor. Goodbye.